Welcome to Chanhassen High School and the annual High School All-Star Baseball Series. Tonight it's the North All-Stars taking on the Metro West. Second of two games on this Friday night at Chanhassen. John Jacobson, along with former Brooklyn Center High School head coach Doug Darnell, for today's telecast. Second of two 9-inning games being held on this Friday night. The first one featured the Metro East and the Southern Minnesota All-Stars, with the Metro East winning that game. And these teams will play a total of 4 7-inning games on Saturday, so each side getting in 3 games over the weekend. Here's the batting order for the Metro West. They are the visitors tonight. Alex Boxwell leading off and playing center field. Luke Patterson at second base, batting second. Tony Colsing is the shortstop, batting third. Toby Hansen, the catcher, hits fourth. Jason Brumbaugh at first base, batting fifth. Jason Tank at third, batting sixth. Tanner Eckhart in right field, batting seventh. Corey Binger, the DH, will hit eighth. And Christian Linhart in left field and batting ninth for the Metro West. Boxwell stepping in. We'll give you the North defense in a moment. And the first pitch is fouled. It's a strike. The pitch from Kyle Bozer. Pitch inside corner for a strike. Kyle Bozer out of Little Falls. Alex Boxwell, the leadoff hitter out of Coon Rapids High School. That one missed. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
John, this is sure a whole bunch better day than yesterday.
Terrific day for baseball. They fly ball by Boxwell out to center field, drifting out. Jackson Gessel under it and makes the catch. Gessel out of Grand Rapids High School with the first put out of the game. As we look at the starting defense for the North All-Stars, Frederick, Gessel, and Fashing in the outfield. Sanis, Knightsling, Turner, and Olson from third to first in the infield. Bozer, the starter, and Hasselquist, the starting catcher tonight for the North. One away, Luke Patterson, first pitch swinging and dumps a single into right field. Out of Minnetonka High School. Got a pitch from Bozer he liked, and the first hit of the game. 1 on, 1 out for the West.
John, I'm sure we're going to see about the same approach as we saw last game. Not many stolen bases. Nobody's bunting. It's pretty much pitch and hit and play base to base with the bat, which I'm sure these kids like. There's a few signs, I'm sure. Maybe basic steal, maybe a bunt once in a while, but rarely.
Tony Colsing out of Chaska, number 3 hitter. Bozer's pitch is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Throw to first, Pedersen diving back in. A little bit high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Outside, fastball to Colsing, and it's 3-1. A .461 hitter on the season for Chaska with 17 extra base hits. Number 3 hitter tonight for the West. Bozer's pitch fouled straight back. Count is full. Up high and a walk to Colsing, and runners on first and second for the Metro West here in the top half of the first inning. On the season for Kyle Bozer, he pitched 38 innings for Little Falls with 27 hits allowed, just 9 earned runs, struck out 46, walked 15 in those 38 innings, a 5-1 record, an ERA of 1.66. Toby Hansen, first pitch swinging. The catcher out of Delano, 0-1 to him.
Some of our Northside viewers might remember P.J. Hansen. His dad played at North Hennepin Community College for Steve Cohen when Steve was there. seen Toby play a couple of times. I saw a couple balls off fences in left and right. Going to the University of Minnesota.
What a strong baseball tradition they've had over the years.
They sure have. Delano's been great.
Ball on the strike to Hansen. And Bozer's pitch low and in. Oh, no. I called it too early. Called strike. It's 1-2.
It looked pretty tight. Yeah, Delano, the late great RT Dick Train coached out there. Just a great, great guy. What a great ambassador for baseball, the town of Delano.
This one is driven deep to right center. This one is gone. A 3-run homer for Hansen. And Metro West jumps out to a 3-0 lead. Boy, there was a little doubt when the ball left that bat.
Yeah, I've seen him hit some bombs. That was cranked.
So Hansen with a 3-run homer here in the first inning. Still just one out. And Jason Brumbaugh out of Anoka High School comes up. Brumbaugh pops it up. Middle of the infield, and second baseman Jake Turner makes the catch.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how the sun is. I don't know if any of our people watching now saw any of the first game, but right field in the first game was just a battle. We saw 4 or 5 balls dropped out in right. I just don't know how it's hitting their eyes right now.
Jeff Fashing, the right fielder to start tonight's game. This one by Jake Tank, hit out into left field. But in the ballpark, Jonathan Frederick puts it away for the third out. But a good start for the Metro West. 3 runs on 2 hits. No errors and nobody left on. And 3-0 Metro West after half an inning. We'll give you the batting order now for the North All-Stars. Drew Stannis leading off, playing third base. Jeff Fashing in right. Chris Olson at first. Matt Hasselquist, the catcher, batting fourth. Jackson Gessel in center field. Jordan Frederick in left. Steven Kneitzling is the shortstop, batting seventh. Isaac Machinsky, the DH. Jake Turner, the second baseman, to start for the North All-Stars. And the defense for the Metro West, Linhart in left, Boxwell in center, Eckhart in right. Tank, who made the last out there, at third base. Colsing at short, Pedersen at second, Brumbaugh at first. Hansen the catcher, and Brandon Rushmeyer is the pitcher. Rushmeyer out of Champlin Park High School, an outstanding season for him. He finished 7-0 on the season, ERA of 1.07. Helped his team reach the Section 5 3A finals. They finished runner-up to eventual state champion Mounds View. But a really good season for Champlin Park. Brandon Rushmeyer and Trevor Kaminsky, kind of the 1-2 pitching punch for that team, and brought them a long way in the postseason and in the Northwest Suburban Conference. So, Doug, you've coached in 2 of these, 1980 and 1991. How much, you talked about in the top of the first, just some basic signs. How much coaching do you do as a coach? Or you kind of eye your hands off for the most part?
I mean, it's just fun to watch the kids. I thought one of the best things about it was, I mentioned in the first game too, was these kids know each other. They've played against each other in summer, probably in high school, and you get a certain perception of a player and how those can change when you all of a sudden you're sitting by him on the bench and find out that, gee, this is a pretty nice personality kid, and that's just fun. Good to see those relationships, and some might even go on and play with each other next year. Who knows?
Drew Stannis out of Brainerd, the leadoff hitter for the North All-Stars. 1-1 to him. That's a strike call. North All-Stars this year, coached by John Rudolph out of Duluth East. One of the three coaches, each of these teams with three coaches, grounded to second, picked up. Patterson can't come up with the pickup, I should say, and it's Stannis reaching under there to start the game for the North. So an E4 and Stannis aboard.
Number 2 hitter for North, the right fielder, number 8, Jeff Fasching.
Patterson just couldn't quite come up with that ball cleanly and one away. And Jeff Fasching to batter. Left-handed hitting Fasching hit .387 on the season for St. Cloud Cathedral. One ball, no strikes. Rushmeyer's pitch is a called strike, 1-1.
Well, the Cathedral colors fit just right in with
Yeah,
those blue tops.
Stannis with his lead over at first.
What a state championship for St. Cloud Cathedral. I mean, they were down like 4 into the 7th. And
A great comeback.
yeah, amazing.
Two and one to Fasching. This one is driven out toward left center field. Long run, and it's over the head of the left fielder, Linhart. Stannis around third. They're going to wave him home. Throw to third, and in safely with a triple is Fasching, and it's 3-1. Fasching with good power to the opposite field here on this ball. Stannis around. There's not going to be a play on him, but a play at third. And Fasching getting under the tag. Let's take a look at him. He hesitated a little bit, picked up his coach, and got in under the tag at third base of Tank. The other coaches for the North, I mentioned John Rudolph, Kyle Wotziak of Proctor, and Frank Ivancic of Ely. Metro West coaches, Craig Bauman of Chaska, Bobby DeWitt of Wayzata, and Brian Jolson of St. Francis. Batter is Chris Olson, number 4 hitter out of Duluth East, number 3 hitter out of East High School.
Nice block by Hansen. Kind of goes unnoticed in the book. No one don't ever see it. You never hear about it, but kept a run on, kept somebody at third base.
3-1 now to Chris Olson. Chris, a .379 hitter on the season. 9 doubles and a home run. Fouled off. 3-2. Two pitch hit out of the left field. That's a base hit, and it's 3-2. RBI single. Fasching is home, and Olson with a base hit.
Been some pretty good hitting going on so far, John. Everybody knows that these pitchers aren't anything that's some of the best in the state. Right now they're getting squared up pretty well.
Matt Hasselquist out of Chisago Lakes, starting catcher for the North, number 4 hitter, facing Brandon Rushmeyer in his first pitch. Inside for ball 1. So 2 runs in for the North and a couple of hits and an error. And still nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Hasselquist hits it hard to third. Nice stop by Tank. Goes to second to get one on to first. Not in time for the double play, but a nice stop at third by Jason Tank. Throws to Pedersen at second to get the force out. And there's the first out.
Playing center field from Grand Rapids, number 14, Jackson Gessel.
Look at it again, Doug.
Wow, nice play. Very nice play. Actually, a nice turn, too. I mean, there was a lot of A lot of action going on around his feet, and he made the tag and got rid of the ball to first. Safe, but made a nice turn to make it even close.
Jackson Gessel, the batter now out of Grand Rapids. It's low, blocked by Hansen.
The courtesy runner is Drew Fearing from Osseo.
Drew Fearing of Osseo running at first for Hasselquist. Pitch strike call. 1 ball and 1 strike to Gessel. One. Pitch missed away. 1-2. Excuse me, 2-1. Strike call hits the outside corner, and we're even up 2-2.
Might be our perspective from here, John, but the last game also a lot of pitches that we thought were not outside, but if they were close outside, they were strikes. And that one, it kind of looked the same.
Inside, 3-2.
Well, put your coaching hat on here, sir. Are you going to be running here 3-2?
I'll say yes.
Only 1 out. Probably aren't many strikeouts at these guys.
Fearing is going and fouled back. So still 3 balls and 2 strikes to Gessel. Metro West with 3 runs in the top of the first, and North coming back with 2 here in the bottom half of the inning. Rushmeyer's 3-2 grounded off of his glove, kind of into no man's land. Everybody's going to be safe. And the goal is a base hit. An infield single on the hard hit ball by Gessel. Ricochets off of Rushmeyer's glove.
From Osseo, number 13, left fielder, Jordan Frederick.
Fearing down to second. And Jordan Frederick, the batter. Frederick out of Osseo. His teammate Fearing, the courtesy runner, down at second. Changeup called strike, and it's 0-2. Still just 1 out for the North here in the bottom of the first. Oh, 2 pitch fouled back. It's stopped by Hansen to keep the runners at first and second. Changeup called strike 3, and now is Frederick for out number 2 for the North in the bottom of the first for a strikeout for either pitcher.
Another St. Cloud Cathedral ball player.
St. Cloud Cathedral, shortstop, number 12, Steve Knightsling.
Steve Knightsling coming in. Left-handed hitting shortstop. Rushmeyer's first pitch missed for ball 1. Fearing at second, Gessel the runner at first. Driven out to center, but playable for Alex Boxwell. Makes the catch in center, and the North is retired. But they send 7 batters to the plate in the bottom of the first. 2 runs, 3 hits, One error and 2 left. We played 1 here at Chanhassen. Our score, Metro West 3, North 2.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
John Jacobson, Doug Darnell back at Chanhassen High School. Beautiful Friday nights, and had some rain in these all-star games in the past. And ironically, tonight, Doug, with all the rain we've had this night, there's really no chance of that. It's a beautiful night for baseball.
Yeah, hardly a cloud in the sky.
Tanner Eckhart leading off for the Metro West to start inning number 2 out of Monticello High School. Stepping in against Kyle Bozer, grounds it sharply past first base and into right field. He got by Chris Olson, heading to second and in, sliding with a double. He is Eckhart. Didn't hesitate at all and gets in with a double to start the second for the West.
Tanner Eckert was from Monticello. Now batting, number 18, designated.
It was a long run for the right fielder Fashing, and I think Eckhart saw that and thought he had time, and he did. Gets in with a double. Brings up Corey Binger out of Eden Prairie High School. DH leading off, or batting second this inning. Trying to get the Metro West another run in here. Already up 3-2 in the top of the second.
These are situations right now like when these guys haven't played together, keeping runners close to bases, it's really hard. I mean, I'm sure they don't have pickoffs and stuff that if you're playing for your high school team, there's little things you can do to let them know you're aware that they're out there.
Bozer steps off and backs Eckhart back to the bag. Cut and a miss, 2-1. Binger on the season, a .292 hitter. Also a very strong pitcher for the Eagles. Not slated to pitch tonight. Drives this one out to left, carrying deep to the warning track, and the catch made by Frederick out there. Holding at second is Eckhart. Wind blowing out slightly to left. This one very deeper than I thought it might off the crack of the bat.
I've already seen, I think, 2 or 3 balls hit harder than, I shouldn't say hit harder, hit further. There's some hard hit line drives in the first game, but none of them that have carried like this that we're seeing right now.
Christian Linhart out of Wayzata. Throw down to second. Back in is Eckhart. Strike call. Linhart a .451 average on the season for Wayzata. They were in the state tournament a year ago. Throw back to second, high throw, and gathered in by Knightsling, and Eckhart back in.
I always like watching these umpires work. Now with 1 out, they're swung around at second and third. After 2, the guy that's down by second, he'll swing around towards first because the play is most likely going to be in first, so they get him a little closer. we'll see what happens after 2 outs. But that's usually what they do. They're where they're at now. After 2 outs, and they'll swing around the other direction. A lot of those mechanics that they do to try to put themselves in a good spot, people don't. They want to be critical of those guys. Don't think they're working hard,
Yep.
but boy, they're working very hard, putting themselves in the best possible spot to make the call.
1-2 to Linhart. 2-2. In an all-star game, somebody has to bat ninth. Linhart probably batted ninth ever in baseball, I'm guessing.
He was a 9th grader.
Grounds this one to first. It's in fair territory, and Olson steps on the bag. They retire Linhart. Moving on to third is Eckhart. 2 down. And back to the top of the order for the Metro West on Alex Foxwell.
West is back around to the top of their order. Leadoff hitter, center fielder from Cool Rapids, number 14, Alex Foxwell.
Now I see that ump that was at second is swung around behind first.
Foxwell hits it sharply to second. Turner up with it over to Olson. And the Metro West retires. So the leadoff double for Eckhart. And does the Metro West no good. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left arm. The Metro West still leads after an inning and a half. 3-2 our score.
It must be love. It must be hospice.
Maple Grove, New Hope, and Brooklyn Center. Channel 12 is your local source.
When it comes to TV channels, you've got choices. As a matter of fact, you've got lots of choices. But only one channel is your local source in your community every day, bringing you the news, sports, events, and city information that affect you. So seek out the source. Channel 12, 30 years your local source.
Head to the bottom half of the second here. Chanhassen, the North All-Stars, trailing 3-2. They come to bat. They 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Isaac Machinsky, Jake Turner, and Drew Stannis. First pitch, low to Machinsky. Out of St. Cloud Tech High School. .492 hitter, 4 home runs on the season. Grounds this one to second. Pedersen up with it there. Throws on to Brumbaugh at first. 1 up, 1 down for the North in the second.
The second baseman from Duluth East, number 23, Jake Turner.
Watching these guys play is so much fun. I think people take for granted all those plays, but making the routine play isn't always that easy.
Right.
Always said in high school, if you don't walk people, make the routine play, pretty much have a chance.
Oh, 1 pitch. Grounded at shortstop. Colsing up with that. Man, it's 2 down.
North is back around to the top of their order. Third baseman, leadoff hitter, number 17 from Brainerd, Drew Sanis.
Turner out of Duluth East. Now back to the top of the order. And Drew Sanis out of Brainerd. First pitch strike. One ball, 1 strike. Sanis reaching on an error. Bottom of the first and scoring the first of 2 runs for the North. Little flare hit out past second. A nice job by Pedersen on the outfield grass. Makes the catch. The side retired.
Wind slowed that one down, didn't it?
Sure looks like it. No runs, no hits, nothing across at all for the North in the second. We'll go to the third. It's 3-2 Metro West.
A Brooklyn Park church received some unwelcome visitors this past weekend.
Volunteers really do have their work cut out for them. They'll be inspecting 23,000 residential lots and city boulevards.
The problem began when the railroad decided to increase the train's speed. In the process, they had to raise a portion of the track over here.
Fire crews got a call around 4 Friday morning from a passerby alerting them to a deck fire.
This time, little lob for Winicky, trying to go up and get it. Touchdown!
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
Play ball Minnesota, the high school all-star baseball series, the 40th annual. Tonight from Chanhassen High School as we move to the third inning. Kyle Bozer's first pitch is a strike to Luke Pedersen. Tony Kolsing and Toby Hansen to follow. Pedersen golfing one down the right field line. Foul territory, diving attempt and making the catch in right field, and foul territory is Fashing.
Very pretty. Slid, knew right where he was at.
From Chaska, playing shortstop, number 5, Tony Kolsing.
One away, and Tony Kolsing, first pitch low. Upstairs 2-0. Rip to right, coming in, then drifting back and making the catch is Fashing for out number 2.
Sun was no problem on that one. He's got one left going, then going one right.
See him break in first.
Yeah,
Doug, and then
fooled him just a little bit.
Number 19, Toby
so a couple of nice plays by
Yep.
Fashing out and right. And now Toby Hansen, who powered that 3-run homer in the first. That one missed, 1-1. Foul at the plate. One ball, 2 strikes to Hansen. Bozer's pitch, a little low, 2-2. Three and 2. Bozer will get 3 innings of work in here tonight. Tough start for him off single to walk and then the 3-run homer by Hansen in the first, but he's come back strong the last 2 innings. Retiring 8 of 9. And the side is out in the top of the third. 3 up, 3 down for the West. And our score after 2.5, 3-2 Metro West.
Hi, I'm here to tell you about a new medical website designed especially for older folks. Website, you say? I can't work on computers. They're not senior friendly, blah, blah, blah. But the National Institutes of Health fixed all that. Now you can make the type bigger, increase contrast, even make it talk to you.
Arthritis.
Just go to NIHseniorhealth.gov and get the best medical information available anywhere. NIHseniorhealth.gov. Built with you in mind.
John Jacobson and Doug Darnell, the Play Ball Minnesota All-Star Series. Play Ball Minnesota and the State High School Coaches Association putting on this two-day event. It's always tough for the committee of the coaches to put together an all-star team. We got very worthy kids certainly here, but other ones also had great seasons that just had to be those ones that just didn't quite make it.
Yeah, it is. I'm sure it's very hard to do, and there's a lot of worthy kids. It's kind of gut-wrenching, I'm sure, sometimes, and but they do a good job, and they really work hard, get a lot of recommendations, and their local coaches send information in. There's a big committee that meets, and most of those, because the coaches that select their part of the state coach in that part of the state. So most of them have seen somebody there,
right,
and that committee has seen somebody play.
Fashing grounds it to second. Pedersen up with the throws on to first. And Brumbaugh for out number one. Fashing did a good game at a triple in his first at-bat. Couple nice putouts in right field, but hit her grounds out to start the bottom of the third. And it brings up Chris Olson.
You know, what's kind of fun, too, you and I were remarking about what a nice souvenir program this is to buy. And what's kind of fun is that you look at every picture of all the kids, and then around them are all the ads from the town that they're from. And, you know, not only are they playing for themselves, but for their town, their school, and the ads that the businesses send in to support this event. Pretty nice.
So 1 to Olson, chopped down the first base line. It stays fair. Brumbaugh steps on the bag, and there's 2 outs. Olson had a run-scoring single in his first at-bat, retired here.
From Chisago Lakes, catcher number 21, Matt.
And I can remember being on these committees, picking these teams. The thing that's interesting is the outstate, or people away from the metropolitan area. Those businesses, I mean, they could probably raise twice as much.
Right.
And there's so many places in the metropolitan area that aren't, like Brooklyn Center where I was at, there isn't a downtown. Almost every business in Brooklyn Center has shoppers from Anoka District, Osseo District, Minneapolis, and those small towns like Osseo. I mean, there's a downtown Osseo, there's a downtown Osseo Lions Club, Osseo Kiwanis, and those little towns just really, really back up their kids.
My first job in media out of college was working out in Montevideo in west central Minnesota. And I know exactly what you mean. You're growing up in the Twin Cities, you don't really get that at all. And going out there was neat because there was a downtown. There was businesses that supported the local high school teams. And all the little towns are right around there, Granite Falls and Clarkfield and Clara City and all of them.
And when I moved up here to start coaching, I'm a small town Iowa boy, and I moved into Brooklyn Center. And, of course, I came up from Iowa, didn't know Brooklyn Center from Anoka. And it's like where we lived, it's like, really? I lived about a block from the high school. Really? Across the street is Anoka District?
Right.
And there wasn't a downtown Brooklyn Center. I was, like, dumbfounded.
3-2 pitch in, a cut and a miss for Hasselquist. So, like Bozer of the North, Rushmeyer finishing strong his last 2 innings. He retires the last 8. North down in order in the third. So we have played 3, and we go to the 4th inning of Play Ball Minnesota All-Star Series. Metro West leading the North 3-2.
Yeah, but did you see how much he had to drink last night? I can't believe that guy made it home. Nobody drives drunk anymore. Hold on, I got another call coming in.
While drunk driving rates have dropped greatly, negligent driving and speeding fatalities have skyrocketed. Someone dies every 13 minutes from negligent driving, so keep your hands on the wheel, your eyes on the road, and your phone put away.
The environment is my passion. Every day, I live for the outdoors and all of its challenges. That's why I enlisted in the Coast Guard. Now, I serve to protect the environment and defend my country. It's like I was born for this.
Were you born ready for a greater challenge? Find out at GoCoastGuard.com.
New pitcher for the North All-Stars. Start the 4th inning, Ryan Hurt, left-hander out of Bemidji High School. Hurt this season, 37 innings pitched, 25 hits allowed, 14 walks, 57 strikeouts, Doug, in 37 innings.
Wow.
ERA of 1.14.
Wow. You're almost at two an inning.
Jason Brumbaugh leading off for the West. Brumbaugh, Tank, and Eckhart.
First baseman number 3, Jason Brumbaugh.
First pitch from Hurt is a called strike. Up high, 1-1. Fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So, Doug, for your all-stars, both your pitchers and your hitters, if you're going against, maybe you know some of the guys in your own team or played against them. For the most part, geographical, you're not going to play or maybe heard of some of the guys on the other team. As a hitter for Brumbaugh here, a pitcher Hurt, what do you do? And if you're not knowing the strengths, you just pitch or hit to your strengths?
Yeah, I would just do what you do best, you know what I mean? And but you're right. When they're this far apart, a lot of these guys have never heard of each other. And but I'm sure there's talking going on in the dugout, the first couple of hitters. But after you've had one at bat or so, you start to get a little feel. But now, like, they've just changed. Went from right-hander to left-hander. Never seen him before. And based on the statistics that you're reading, he throws 85, and he's striking out a lot of people.
Including Brumbaugh to start here in the 4th. So 1 up and 1 down.
From De La Salle, third baseman, number 15, Jake Tank.
Jake was the most valuable player. I run a section tournament for the Minnesota State High School. It gives them, the coaches picked that most valuable player out of our section, and Jake was the pick. The guy they picked as our MVP out of section 4A, AA.
Here's a look at Hurt's numbers. Yeah, Tank really an outstanding player for the Islanders, and numbers backing it up with a .537 average during the regular season. Strike call, 2 balls and a strike to Tank. Hurt's pitch, fouled away. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Tank. Tanner Eckhart on deck. Hurt looking in to Hasselquist. Another 2-2 pitch. Fouled away again. A good at bat for Tank. All the way. Two balls, two strikes. Tank stepping back in. Three and two. Long at bat here. A 2 pitch popped up left side of the infield. Night sling underneath it, makes the catch.
That was a good battle.
That was. Hurt wins it and he gets the second out. Nobody on.
From Monticello, right fielder, number 12, Tanner Eckhart.
First pitch to Eckhart. Missed for ball one. Eckhart, the last guy to reach for the Metro West with the leadoff double in the second.
He had that one just inside the bag that snuck into the outfield and beat the throw to a second.
Last one to reach for either team.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's gotten quiet.
2-0. Big cut and a miss. Final numbers for Kyle Bozer, the North starter. 3 innings pitched, 3 hits allowed, 3 runs, all of them earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Popped up, but out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Eckhart. Called strike 3. Eckhart retired. And a good start for Ryan Hurt. 3 up and 3 down for the West in the 4th. Our score remains 3-2 Metro West.
What he had to drink last night? I can't believe that guy made it home. Nobody drives drunk anymore. Hold on, I got another call coming in.
While drunk driving rates have dropped greatly, negligent driving and speeding fatalities have skyrocketed. Someone dies every 13 minutes from negligent driving, so keep your hands on the wheel, your eyes on the road, and your phone put away.
The environment is my passion. Every day, I live for the outdoors and all of its challenges. That's why I enlisted in the Coast Guard. Now, I serve to protect the environment and defend my country. It's like I was born for this.
Were you born ready for a greater challenge? Find out at gocoastguard.com.
Zach's numbers on the season. Zach Zigelkow of the St. Anthony, 42 innings pitched on the year, 28 hits allowed, 11 walks, 53 strikeouts, 6-1 record, and an average, Doug, of 0.5.
Ooh, I could coach pretty good if I only had to get 0.6 runs.
Right. That's right. Rushmeyer, the starter for the West, went 3 innings, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them earned. No walks and 2 strikeouts. So he turns it over to Zigelkow. And now Jackson Gessel up at the plate to start the North 4th inning. Gessel, the last guy to reach for the North. That was back in that 2-run first inning.
That was that bouncer off the catcher's or pitcher's glove, wasn't it?
Right. One ball, one strike. And a strike call. 1-2 pitch. Grounded down to Tank at third. Throw to first. Brumbaugh the catch. Gessel retired for the first out of the North fourth inning. There's the numbers on Zigokow on the season.
Number 13, Jordan Frederick.
St. Anthony's certainly had its share of success in baseball as well in recent years. Another grounder to third. Another 5-3 putout for the Metro West as Jordan Frederick retired on a pitch.
Their head coach, Troy Erdahl, just does a great job at St. Anthony. I don't know if you've had to visit yet to St. Anthony's Field since when I was coaching. It's just a gorgeous park. They've gotten several grants through the Twins things, and that whole community's just gotten behind their baseball and softball programs. They're just great.
Steve Neitzing taking a strike.
Yeah, anybody out there listening, if you get a chance to go to St. Anthony and see a game, you'll really enjoy that facility. Baseball team's been state champs here not too long ago. Softball was in the state tournament this year. It's just a really lovely complex.
One of those Tri-City teams plays there, right? In Legion season?
Yes,
summer?
I know it's. I
The
don't know
City
what name
Blue?
they go by, but
Yeah.
it's not called St. Anthony
Right.
in the summer. I know Troy coaches the VFW team, so he coaches the sophomores in the summer.
1-2 pitch foul. One-two pitch inside, 1-2. Went after it. They'll have to get the put out at first, and they do. And a 1-2-3 start for Zigokow on the mound. And North retired. Very quiet game since the first inning in this one. We go to the fifth. It stays 3-2 West.
Yeah, but did you see how much he had to drink last night? I can't believe that guy made it home. Nobody drives drunk anymore. Hold on, I got another call coming in.
While drunk driving rates have dropped greatly, negligent driving and speeding fatalities have skyrocketed. Someone dies every 13 minutes from negligent driving, so keep your hands on the wheel, your eyes on the road, and your phone put away.
The environment is my passion. Every day, I live for the outdoors and all of its challenges. That's why I enlisted in the Coast Guard. Now, I serve to protect the environment and defend my country. It's like I was born for this.
Were you born ready for a greater challenge? Find out at gocoastguard.com.
John Jacobson, Doug Darnell back at Chanhassen High School. And Doug, I know it's been several years now, but I want to congratulate you. You're a member of the Coaches Hall of Fame, Minnesota High School Baseball, for all your contributions at Brooklyn Center High School. What a great program you built there for decades.
Well, you know, I came in after Jim Norwick ran that program and Jerry Cawley, and pretty lucky to be where I was at when I was there. And, you know, if you just hang around long enough, sometimes they just feel like they got to give you something for being around, for being so old. But it's a great community. I had a lovely time at Brooklyn Center High School, some of the best memories of my life.
Corey Binger is the batter leading off for the West in the 5th inning. Second at bat for the Metro West DH out of Eden Prairie. He's behind 2 strikes to Ryan Hertz. Grounded is short. Night sling, kind of a slow roller, has trouble getting out of his glove, and they got him in time by half a step. Put out by Chris Olson at first, and there's 1 out. Look at it again. It was a close play, Doug.
I tell you what made that play. That first baseman got off that bag. I wonder if he even was on there long enough.
Number 7, Christian Linhart.
I mean, he's getting off as fast as he can. Good job. Good job by the shorts. And he even double pumped. It still got him.
First pitch to Christian Linhart. Low for ball 1. Linhart grounding out to first in his only at bat. We'll see changes next inning in the field for both of these teams. Pretty much everybody outside of the pitchers who have already subbed out once will come in and be replaced out.
That's a nice thing about a 9-inning game like this. It gives you a chance to get all of your lineup in and a couple at bats. The kids like playing defense, but boy, they sure like to bat.
Yeah, that's right. 3-1 to Linhart here. Hertz pitch, missed high, and there's a base runner. We haven't had one since the 2nd inning. Linhart with a 1-out walk here in the 5th.
Yeah, back in the old coaching days, I always tried to do defense first. Practice defense first because that's the hardest thing for them to focus. It seems like once they've hit, everything after that's anticlimactic. So we're going to go defense first when they're fresh and early, and you never have to worry about them getting up to bat and taking batting practice. They love that.
Doug Boxwell tagging one deep to right center. It's gone. 2-run homer for Alex Boxwell of Coon Rapids. And it's 5-2 Metro West.
Well, as I said a few innings ago, I've seen balls hit further in this game, 2 or 3 of them further than I saw in the last game. You've watched him over the years, Jay. Has he been kind of a long ball? John, has he been a long ball guy for Coon Rapids?
He's definitely got some power, and they had a little bit of a down season this year, but great baseball program. Terry Code built up there at Coon Rapids, state tournament a year ago, and been state champions in recent years.
Yeah.
And Boxwell's had a terrific career for the Cardinals. That one
must have
hit
nicked
Patterson.
him. Yeah, nicked his elbow.
So Hurt, after getting the first 4 batters out in the game, is now giving up a walk, a home run, and a hit batsman. And it brings up Tony Colsing. Strike to him. Throw to first. And Pedersen back in. Fouled away, no balls, 2 strikes. Now to Colsing. One ball and 2 strikes. On its second after that last pitch in the dirt is Pedersen. So he's in scoring position with 1 out. Pitch to Colsing, missing high, 2-2. Toby Hansen on deck. 3-2. Hit out in the air in short right field. Long run for the right fielder Fasching, but he makes the catch. Pedersen holding at second, and there's 2 down.
From Delano, catcher number 19, Toby Hansen.
Hansen, the batter, his 3rd trip to the plate. 3-run homer off Bozer in the first, struck out against him in the 3rd. First time facing Hurt. First pitch a ball. 1-0 fouled away, 1-1. Two balls and a strike. Three and one. And now Hasselquist out to talk to his pitcher Hurt. Three balls and a strike to Hansen. Cut and a miss, and the count is full. Ball 4, and Hansen's aboard with 2 outs. So a couple of walks and a hit batsman issued by Hurt, along with this home run by Boxwell here in the 5th.
Yeah, you put 3 runners on, 2 walks and hit batter leads to bad things usually.
This pitch to Brumbaugh, who pops it up short left field. Shortstop Nightsling calls everyone off, makes the catch, and further damage doesn't come the way of Hurt in the North. They do give up a couple of runs on the 1 hit. They leave 2, the Metro West does. And we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning now. Metro West up on the North, 5-2.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
E-File. Get receipt confirmation and a quicker refund. Log on or tell your tax preparer to e-file for you and join the 53 million e-filers who consider it done.
So the crowd here tonight at Chanhassen High School. North All-Stars now trailing 5-2. A 2-run homer by Boxwell on the top of the inning. Isaac Machinsky to lead it off for the North and get his second at bat of the night. First one though against Zigokow, and the first pitch missing for a ball. Cut and a miss, 1-2.
The program says 6'4", 260. I would think if he catches one, it's going to go.
He's a big kid.
He sure is.
Some big hair.
I wonder if there's any football in his future as compared to baseball. Just don't know.
And he strikes out here and goes down swinging for the second strikeout. So the game for Ziggo-Cal in an inning in the third.
Playing second base, number 23.
Now it's Jake Turner.
Jake Turner.
Duluth East, good memories. Those guys used to come down to the Brooklyn Center tournament. And we used to have that many, many years ago. Young guy up there named Don Garnett. Then we'd reciprocate and go up there and play in, I think it was called Wade Stadium in Duluth, which was a Detroit Tiger affiliate at one time. Very nice stadium.
1 ball and 1 strike.
The kids used to look forward to going to Duluth and going to the Pickwick we used to eat at. And it was a very nice trip.
Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Fouled out of play. And Metro West has already made their subs in the field for this game. Reggie Meyer, rather, of Totino Grace of Metro West now on left. Kyle Lynch in center. Keaton Studsrud in right. And a strikeout for Ziggo-Cal. He struck out 3 in a row. 2 outs here in the north fifth. The rest of the defensive subs. Riley Sweeney at third for the West. Zach Rapinski at second. Brian Mariska at second. Connor Hurd at first. Noah Bluth now the catcher. And the first substitution for the North, Brandon Kupfer, who grounds this one to short. Picked up there by Rapinski. Throw to first. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Ziggo-Cal's retired all 6 batters he has faced. North quietly down in the bottom of the 5th inning. We go to the 6th. It's 5-2 Metro West.
What does being involved really mean? Is it making grilled cheese sandwiches for a sleepover? Staying for the curtain call at the talent show? Or learning the names of their favorite bands? Believe it or not, right now there are parents just like you out there talking about things like this. From school to home, from friends to futures. And we'd like you to be a part of it. National PTA, every child, one voice.
Shadows coming across the field as we move to the top of the 6th inning. Metro West with a 5-2 lead.
Playing second base, Brian Mariska from Jefferson. Playing shortstop,
3 runs in the 1st inning and a home run by Hanson. 2 runs in the 5th and a home run by Boxwell. Both those guys out of the game now. Top of the 6th inning, and Riley Sweeney out of Chaska High School comes to the plate. Sweeney batting in the spot that Jake Tank held, the number 6 spot in the batting order for the West. Sweeney on the season, .293 average, with a very strong pitcher, 5-1 on the season with an ERA of 2.09. Needs some infield work in tonight. Hurt his 3rd inning of work. Gets ahead of the first batter he faces here in the 6th. 2 strikes on Sweeney. 0-2 pitch, grounded sharply down to second. North will get the out there. Scherber to Keeler. And Sweeney retired.
Now batting from Totino Grace, number 24, Reggie Meyer.
Reggie Meyer out of Totino Grace coming to the plate. One ball and no strikes. One ball and one strike now to Meyer. Tagged pretty well out to center. Voigt is out there, has to reach back for it and makes the catch.
Couldn't tell if the wind fooled him or he lost it in the sun momentarily, but it looked like he was settled right under it, and then all of a sudden he was like, whoa, it's over my head.
So 2 outs here in the 6th. And Sheldon Mix out of Shakopee with his first at bat. Two balls and no strikes. Called strike on the inside corner, 2-1. Mix a .347 hitter for Shakopee this spring. Hurts pitch, fouled back. Still 2-2 to Mix.
I really like when these have these little roofs on them and the bat just kind of echoes the sound, echoes back at us.
3 balls and 2 strikes. It's a gem of a little ballpark and not very old, built just in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
I like that. It's some interesting dimensions, Doug, and I don't know if it had to do with the topography of the field and the outfield, but it really juts out if you look out from left center, deep left center, then really deep out in center, and then curving back toward right field again as Mix draws a 2-out walk.
It sure looks like a pull left is closer than right, doesn't it?
Right.
Maybe just our perspective. Usually, a lot of these parks though have how many feet on them, but this one it doesn't. So I'm not really sure if that's true.
Keaton Studsrud of Benilde St. Margaret's his first at bat. Two balls and no strikes to Studsrud. Takes that one, and it's a strike, 2-1. Driven out to center. Voigt back. This time he won't get to. He's going to roll all the way to the fence. Around third is Mix. He will score. Studsrud into third with a 2-out triple, and it's 6-2. Voigt, who caught one a couple batters ago, couldn't catch up to this one. Studsrud hitting it to the deepest part of the ballpark, and easily got to third with a triple. Mix around to score. The 6th run of the game for the West. Kyle Lynch out of Bloomington Jefferson, the batter, taking a strike. Outside corners to finish up on Studsrud. Really a great athlete at Benilde St. Margaret's, Doug. He's going up to University of North Dakota on a football scholarship. A great two-way threat as a quarterback for the Red Knights. But he said he'd like to try to play baseball too, but football is his primary sport of choice in college.
As a quarterback, he's going up there?
I don't know if he's being recruited as a quarterback, but he's a full scholarship player for them.
Well, we all know how good of football that is.
1-2 pitch. Outside, it's 2-2. Lynch for Jefferson, 329 hitter this spring. Now the count 3-2. Hurt trying to finish out the West here in the 6th. 3-2 almost hit him. As ball 4, doesn't matter. Lynch draws the walk in his first at bat. And runners at the corners now with 2 away.
From Jefferson, second baseman, number 4.
And Brian Mariska.
Always look forward to these first and third situations because they just haven't done enough things over the time that you can't have a lot of sneaky stuff on defense. You can't have a lot of sneaky stuff on offense. Probably if he steals, they're just going to throw it down, try to game out, not let the guy score from third.
Mariska, another Jefferson player, comes up following his teammate Lynch. Studsrud sneaking down the line just a little bit at third. Mariska hitting it out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mariska, .370 batting average for the Jaguars this year. Runner from second going, and they'll let him steal. They look down at third and make sure Studsrud wasn't taking off, and they concede the steal to Lynch. So runners at second and third, 2-1, the count with 2 outs. And the pitch to Mariska, fouled back. Swing and a miss. Kurt gets the strikeout of Mariska, and the side retired in the 6th for the West. But Metro West does pick up another run on a hit. They leave 2. And at the end of 5.5, 6-2, Metro West.
What do you want from the all-powerful Oz?
A brain. People wonder how I got to be the all-knowing Wizard of Oz. I go to USA.gov, the official source for government info.
Pick up the student loan form to your right. Next!
I want to go back to Kansas.
Oh, that's a toughie. Back to USA.gov, passport applications.
For federal and state government information, there's no place like USA.gov.
The American Heart Association says for every hour of regular vigorous exercise we do, like very brisk walking, we could live 2 hours longer. Imagine, if we walked to the moon and back, we could live forever. Find out about the upcoming American Heart Association Start Heart Walk in your area. Walk with your coworkers, friends, and family.
Beautiful evening for baseball tonight in Chanhassen. Metro West leading the North 6-2 as we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. 3rd inning of work for Zach Zigoko of St. Anthony and the Metro West on the mound. He's pitched very well, Doug, in his first 2 innings. 6 up, 6 down with 3 strikeouts and nothing out of the infield.
He sure has. They don't get on base, they're not going to score.
I found that to be true.
Yes. Well, we talked earlier about his .5 ERA. I guess it's little evident here.
Lewis Gerson of Ely High School, .436 average on the season for him. His first at bat tonight, hitting in the number 2 spot now and replacing Fashing, although Fashing was in right, Gerson at third base. Cut and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nice ball hit out in the left center field, a base hit. First one off Zigokow, and Lewis Gerson 1 for 1. The leadoff single here in the 6th. First hit for the North since the first inning. Well, not only the first hit, Doug, that's the first base runner they've had since that infield single by Gessel with 1 out in the first.
Yeah, sure is.
Hurd holding the runner, Gerson at first. Mitch Keeler, the batter. His first at bat tonight out of Foley High School. .406 average this spring for Keeler. Another throw to first. Ball gets away just a little bit though, and no chance for Gerson to advance. Hurd after it.
Little sweep tag that just flew out.
Cut and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike to Keeler. Foul back, 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout for Zigokow is his 4th.
Took something off of that one. Had him way out front.
From Moorhead, number 18.
Well, 1 away, 1 on, and Austin Shefty out of Moorhead, the batter. Shefty, a .379 hitter this spring. First at bat, hitting in the number 4 spot. 1-0, throw to first, and back in again is Gerson. One ball, 1 strike. Chopper off the glove of Zigokow, trying to recover, throws to first, and they got him. Wow. I thought after it went off his glove, there was no chance he could recover. And then when I saw his motion to throw, it's like he's going to throw this down the right field line. Instead, he gets the out at first.
And he throws a bullet at that first baseman's feet, and he caught it. Unbelievable play at first base. Unbelievable.
It looked like it was going to be an infield hit for Shefty.
That's a Sports Center right there.
Good scoop by Hurd at first. And there's out number 2. Gerson in scoring position down at second. And Riley Voigt of Albany with his first at bat. Voigt a .369 batting average. Three 0.
Really enjoyable watching these kids pitch, John. I just really enjoy that. Obviously, they pitch like this on their high school team, but as you go to other high school games, you might see number 3 pitcher, sophomore pitch, another number 3 pitcher, it's sophomore. There's walks, the game slows down. I don't think they play as good a defense because the defensive guys are kind of, they start getting bored waiting for strikes, and it's just fun watching strikes, get the ball, pitch, strike. And defense is more alert, they're more ready to go. Just everything's better. The fans like it better, players like it better.
3-2 pitch. Fouled and out of play. Another thing, too, is these guys know, because they're pitching in tonight's game, they got 3 innings and that's it. So they don't have to, pace themselves a little bit or worry about throwing too many pitches. They're going to get their 3 innings in. Another 3-2 on the way to Voigt. There's a walk. So good at bat for Voigt. Draws a walk. And 2 runners aboard. Now with 2 outs in the 6th for the North. And Zach Peterson out of Alexandria High School coming up. First at bat of the night. And fouls it away.
Yeah, now I just don't know how it is as a hitter. I've never hit that well that I could tell, but gosh, it's going from shade to sun, back to shade. For the hitters, the pitcher's kind of in the shade, batter's in the shade, the sun in the middle.
Low, 1 ball, 1 strike.
I'm sure the right fielder's very happy right now. He's finally starting to sit in the shade.
Cut and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count to Zach Peterson. When 2 is high, 2-2. Cut and a miss. And a strikeout for Zigokawa. Strong outing for him as he fans 5 batters in 3 innings. Does not allow a run, and so he goes to the dugout. His team now up by 4. We go to the 7th at 6-2 Metro West.
How you doing, Joe?
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
Top of the 7th inning, the 3rd pitcher of the game for the North All-Stars is Jake Johnson out of Cambridge High School. 6'1", 185-pound right-hander. Good strikeout to innings pitch ratio for him. Final numbers for Ryan Hurt, who preceded him on the mound. Hurt went 3 innings, allowed 2 hits, 3 runs, all earned. Walked 4, that's what hurt him the most, and 3 strikeouts for Hurt. So Johnson will go to work on the Metro West 3, 4, and 5 hitters. All guys making their first plate appearances of the night. Starting off with Zach Rapinski out of Prior Lake.
Play shortstop, number 9, Zach Rapinski.
Johnson's first pitch fastball is a strike. Rapinski, a .427 hitter for Prior Lake. Two balls and a strike. Driven to left. Right on a line, though, and the catch made in left field by Zach Peterson for the first out. Well hit by Rapinski, but it's an out to start the 7th.
You know, that reminds me that seeing that ball hit like that, there's more and more talk at the high school level about quality at-bats and not necessarily hits. Like that would be a quality at-bat. He squared that one up. In fact, I know one coach that doesn't post batting averages anymore. He posts quality at-bats.
Oh, my goodness.
Walks, hitting behind a runner, line drives, hit on the button. I mean, quality at-bats is their emphasis.
Fouled away by Noah Bluth. Bluth out of St. Anthony. One ball, one strike to him. Jake Johnson's pitch. Missed, 2-1. Three and one. Doug, we briefly touched on it early in the game. This game for the second time in its history being played here at this fairly new facility at Chanhassen High School. But most years it's been at Chaska Athletic Park, as we see a one-out walk to Bluth here in the 7th for the Metro West. But the Chaska Athletic Park right on the Minnesota River and unplayable right now.
Yeah, I've seen that over the dugouts down there. Got to be just the people of Chaska just got to be sick about that. I'm sure if they had finances, they'd try to build a city field out further away from that water. That just is an ongoing issue. But it's such a nice park when it's, you know, dry and ready to go. I mean, it is. It's just a very nice park. But boy, and I can't in my mind visualize, are the dugouts wood? Do you remember, John? Are they brick? I mean, I'm trying to think.
I think they're brick.
Trying to think, you know, if there is problems with high water, is it damaging field stuff?
Connor Hurd, the batter, is first at bat for him out of Holy Family High School. 328 average on the season this spring for the Fire. High and tight on this pitch. It's 2-1. Called strike, 2-2. Heard the last of the Metro West guys to come to the plate tonight. Their 9 substitutes will come in, and he strikes out for out number 2. Bluth remains at first, and Riley Sweeney coming up.
From Chaska.
Grounded out to second, is only at bat in the sixth.
Riley Sweeney.
Called strike. Foul back. No 2-pitch misses away. Bounce to the plate. It's 2-2. Bounce about 15 feet shy of the plate.
Yeah, I think it's his breaking ball is a top-down spin, and if he hangs on to it a little long, it just dips.
2-2. Now he's fallen behind, 3-2. So Bluth, the runner at first, will be off with the pitch here. 3-2 with 2 outs. Sweeney trying to bring him around. Jake Johnson's pitch. Called strike 3. Good pitch. And he gets his second strikeout in a row. Johnson does to retire the Metro West in the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on for the West. They have stranded 6. 7th inning stretch time here at Chanhassen. Our score, Metro West 6, the North 2.
A Brooklyn Park church received some unwelcome visitors this past weekend.
Volunteers really do have their work cut out for them. They'll be inspecting 23,000 residential lots and city boulevards.
The problem began when the railroad decided to increase the train's speed. In the process, they had to raise a portion of the track over here.
Fire crews got a call around 4 Friday morning from a passerby alerting them to a deck fire.
This time, little lob for Winicky, trying to go up and get it. Touchdown.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
John Jacobson and Doug Darnell, we are back here at Chanhassen. New pitcher to start the bottom of the 7th inning for the North. It's Sheldon Mix out of Shakopee High School. As you look at his numbers on the season, replacing Zigelkow, who would pitch 3 innings, allow just 1 hit, no runs, walked 1, and struck out 5. And now Mix, with 3 scheduled innings, will try to preserve a 4-run lead for the Metro West.
Leading off for North. From Osseo, shortstop, number 5.
For the North All-Stars, Drew Fearing of Osakis leading off his first at bat tonight. A high fly ball to center, caught by Kyle Lynch. And there's 1 out in the North 7th inning on 1 pitch.
From St. Cloud Tech, designated hitter number 24, Isaac Machinsky.
The one guy who has stayed in the game for the North All-Stars, the DH Isaac Machinsky out of St. Cloud Tech. He'll go all the way tonight at DH. Ground out and a strikeout for him in 2 at-bats. 2-0 the count. You saw the numbers for Mix this season. Only walked 8 batters, Doug, in 69 innings. That one comes up on The shortstop Rapinski, who wasn't able to make a play on it. And it's a single for Machinsky, who's on for the first time.
Yeah, right at him, but boy, did that take a funny hop.
Second baseman, number 4, Evan Sherber.
Just the 5th hit of the game for the North. And now our first look at Evan Sherber of Proctor High School. First pitch is a strike. Sherber for the Rails at .308 this spring. 13 runs batted in. Mix works ahead, 2 strikes. Outside 1-2.
Well, we finally reached that time of the evening where everybody's out of the sun. All the fielders, I'm sure, are very happy. The ball looked bigger. Get a better lead on it, better judge.
Lefty Mix from the stretch. This is a little low. It's 2-2. Ripped to right. Yeah, that's fair down into the right field corner. Machinsky runs pretty well for a big man. Will be held at third and into second with a 1-out double is Sherber. Look at that again. So the second extra base hit of the game for the North. And they have back-to-back hits. And 2 runners in scoring position here in the 7th. And Brandon Coop for the batter. Came in the 5th inning, 0 for 1. Cutting a miss on that one. Well, Mix trying to work out of some trouble here in the bottom half of the 7th inning.
Base hit, 6-4 would look a lot different than 6-2, wouldn't it?
Yep. Ball on the strike now to Kupfer. Low and away, 2-1. Two and two in the swing and the miss. Mix looking for his first strikeout. Kupfer after his first hit. 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3, and there's out number 2. For the Metro West, their 8th strikeout as a staff.
Third baseman, number 6, Lewis.
And now it's Lewis Gerson at the plate. He's got a base hit in his only trip to the plate. First pitch strike to him. High and tight, 1-1.
Talked about this in the first game a little bit. There's always a discussion with pitching coaches and head coaches that second and third, this guy ought to be going out of the set position because you're letting the guy on second get too big a lead. Then the pitching coaches will say, well, but he throws better out of the windup. It's more important that he throws his best stuff out of the windup than worrying about the guy from second scoring when he's in the windup. So it's always a discussion. The guy on second really ought to be getting much, see he's starting to walk off now and it gets in the windup. He's pretty close to halfway if he's really working hard.
2-1 pitch. Now 3-1 the count to Gerson.
And especially how they wind up with 2 outs, because as soon as it's hit, they're scooting.
The 1 pitch grounded down to first. Handled flawlessly there by Hurd. Steps on the bag and the side retired in the 7th for the North. Unable to push a run across. No runs, 2 hits. They strand 2 for the 2nd consecutive inning. And we go now to the 8th inning. Our score, Metro West 6, North 2.
Hi, I'm here to tell you about a new medical website designed especially for older folks. Website, you say? I can't work on computers. They're not senior friendly, blah, blah, blah. But the National Institutes of Health fixed all that. Now you can make the type bigger, increase contrast, even make it talk to you.
Arthritis.
Just go to NIHseniorhealth.gov and get the best medical information available anywhere. NIHseniorhealth.gov. Built with you in mind.
Top of the 8th inning here in Chanhassen, or it's Mayberry with the music here on the PA systems. We go Metro West holding a 4-run lead as we move to the top of the 8th inning. They just announced in that last half inning that we talked about the river level of the Minnesota River making Chaska's field unplayable. It's making it harder for fans to get home depending on where they're going. Just within the last hour, they bridge it to both Highway 41 and 101, where the Minnesota River crosses, or where those highways cross the river, have been closed, those roads.
Wow.
You had to go up to the Bloomington Ferry Bridge to cross if you're going south. From ripped foul.
John,
a good swing by Reggie Myers.
I'm wondering if you date yourself here on your comment there before the talk on the high water about Mayberry, how many of these players would even know what you were referring to?
Absolutely
do you think?
not.
No, yeah,
Zero.
none of them. They'd
Maybe
say,
one.
What? Andy who?
Reg Meyer going to the University of Minnesota to play baseball, but he's out here on strikes. His second at bat. Good strikeout for Jake Johnson, and one away here in the top half of the 8th.
In fact, I would probably say a lot of our crew that are listening to us now on cameras and stuff have no idea what you're talking about.
Right. We have to face it, Doug. We're not young. And there's a first pitch strike. Good pitch from Johnson as he works on Sheldon Mix. One ball and one strike to Mix, the DH. Walked and scored in his first at bat. So it's one hard to second. Scherber up with it there and throws to Keeler at first, and there's out number 2.
That ball looked like it did something a little funny too when it got close to him. Hung in there, fielded it.
From Benilde St. Margaret's, number 13, Keaton Studsrud.
Keaton Studsrud, the batter here, with 2 outs in the 8th. Nobody aboard. One ball, no strikes. Take it. 2-0. Studsrud with a triple in his only at bat. Drove in a run, scoring Mix. Rips this one into right center field. He is 2 for 2.
That was a bullet.
That was.
2 balls hit very well.
From Jefferson, center fielder, number 17, Kyle Lynch.
Not a lot of hits, for the Metro West in the game, Doug. That's only their 6th hit. Been the beneficiary of some walks and being able to drive in those guys who have reached on base on balls.
Well, 2 of those hits were 5 runs. A 3-run homer and a 2-run homer.
Second at bat for Lynch, who walked his first trip up in the 6th. This one to get to the backstop. Studs root into second. Fouled out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Lynch. Fastball missed a little high. 2-2. Johnson is looking for strike 3. Johnson's given up a hit and a walk in 2 innings, a couple of strikeouts. That one off the glove of Shefty, but not far enough away for Studsrud to move up to third. 3-2 now, the count to Lynch. Johnson's pitch right down the pipe, a strikeout. So good finish for him. He gets the strikeout to finish the 8th inning. No runs on a hit. 1 left on for the West. Go to the bottom of the 8th, 6-2 Metro West.
Yeah, but did you see how much he had to drink last night? I can't believe that guy made it home. Nobody drives drunk anymore. Hold on, I got another call coming in.
While drunk driving rates have dropped greatly, negligent driving and speeding fatalities have skyrocketed. Someone dies every 13 minutes from negligent driving, so keep your hands on the wheel, your eyes on the road, and your phone put away.
The environment is my passion. Every day, I live for the outdoors and all of its challenges. That's why I enlisted in the Coast Guard. Now, I serve to protect the environment and defend my country. It's like I was born for this.
Were you born ready for a greater challenge? Find out at gocoastguard.com.
What a great night for baseball to kick off the 40th annual Play Ball Minnesota High School All-Star Baseball Series at Chanhassen High School. John Jacobson and Hall of Fame high school baseball coach from Brooklyn Center, Doug Darnell, with me on the call tonight. Jay Wilcox called game 1 with you. The Metro East defeating the Southern Minnesota All-Stars, the South, 8-3. Jay Wilcox, guy that might be settling in right now for an episode of Andy Griffith. See what shenanigans Andy and Barney and the gang are up to tonight.
He's sound asleep by now.
At 8:20. 1 ball and no strike. And a cut and a miss by Mitch Keeler. Struck out in his first at-bat in the 6th. His first time, though, facing Sheldon Mix. Mix worked a scoreless 7th inning to give up a couple of hits, struck out 1. Three and 1.
Yeah, gee, the way the game started, we thought we were going to have a have a lot of balls hit around. It just didn't happen.
Swing and a miss. It's 3-2. North has finally gotten some base runners after not having any of the second through fifth innings, but they left 2 on in each sixth and the seventh.
And they jumped right out and got 2 runs right away. And then since then,
still 3-2 count to Keeler. Mix with the pitch, fouled back, so Keeler hangs in there. The 9-inning games tonight, giving the guys that are playing, the non-pitchers anyway, chance to each get at least 4 innings in, and should get most of them 2 at-bats as well. Three-2 and a walk. Good at bat for Keeler, and he's on to start the 8th for the North.
that was another thing I've seen on those charts. We were talking about quality at bats before. One of them was an 8-pitch at bat. No matter what, 8-pitch at bat is a quality at bat.
Throw to first and back in is Keeler. Another throw. Close play, but back in is Keeler.
Boy, that was real close. I don't know if any of our guys caught it on the camera, but boy, that was close. He got fooled a little bit. Maybe he wasn't looking either. I don't know, but he sure wasn't back as easy as he was the first time.
Mix looking that way pretty shortly this time for Keeler, and a cut and a miss in the first delivery to Austin Shefty.
It's fun to watch those pitchers work. Now, that time he lifted his leg up. The pitch before he did a slide step where the foot just stays real close to the ground, giving the base runner different looks. I've heard a couple of coaches say that the best move for a pitcher is hang on to the ball. Just don't pitch on the same rhythm each time.
That one low, it's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Cut and a miss. Mix with the strikeout, his second, and 1 out here in the 8th. Shefty's down.
From Albany, center fielder, number 9, Riley.
With a 1 away and 1 on, Riley Voigt out of Albany. Up for the second time. He is 0 for 0. He walked in his first at bat. First pitch swinging, fouled out of play. Swing and a miss, 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Swing is called strike 3. Second guy called out on strikes since Mix has come in. His 3rd strikeout overall. 2 down now. And now Zach Peterson, the batter. Takes first pitch. There's a strike.
He's kind of just settling in and getting comfortable on the mound, isn't he? Just looks real smooth, real comfortable.
Up high, 1-1. One ball, two strikes. Two pitch, cut and a miss. The 11th strikeout for Metro West pitchers. 3 in a row after a leadoff walk. Recorded by Mix here in the 8th. We have finished 8, 1 inning to go. The Metro West leads the North. You're watching the Play Ball Minnesota All-Star Baseball Series on 12 Sports.
Not long ago, Albert couldn't take long walks. He was diagnosed with a bad heart. After considering all the treatment options, his heart specialist recommended a pacemaker instead of putting him to sleep. Get the facts about animal research.
What does being involved really mean? Is it making grilled cheese sandwiches for a sleepover? Staying for the curtain call at the talent show? Or learning the names of their favorite bands? Believe it or not, right now there are parents just like you out there talking about things like this. From school to home, from friends to futures. And we'd like you to be a part of it. National PTA, every child, one voice.
Top half of the 9th inning, Metro West, 6 runs, 6 hits, 1 errors. The North, 2 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. Brian Mariska of Jefferson will lead it off here in the 9th inning against Jake Johnson of Cambridge. Well, so far, Doug, it's a big hits. And the pitching in the Metro West has been the difference.
Yes.
3 guys that they have thrown out there have allowed 6 hits, but kind of scattered them other than that first inning when they had some success against Rushmeyer. But 11 Ks, and then the 2-run homer by Boxwell, the 3-run homer in the first inning by Hansen. Run-scoring triple by Studsrud. They've accounted for all 6 runs for the Metro West tonight.
Yeah, they've all been off the long ball.
It's a ball and 2 strikes to Mariska, who struck out his first at bat in the 6th inning. This is his first at bat against Hurt, or excuse me, against Johnson. His only at bat was against Hurt. It's now 2-2. Grounded up the middle, is cut off nicely by the shortstop. Fearing throws to first for the out. They'll make it through for a moment, but Fury gets over behind the bag, makes the play.
One of the best things about Johnson is, this pitcher is, he is really from a high release point down. It is a down angle. The ball is on its way down all the way to the plate. He's about as much overhand as I've seen in a long time.
Who is the best at doing that of the guys you coached at Brooklyn Center through the years? In this, with a similar type delivery,
we had a kid named Johnson way back when I first started that was really a high angle guy, and he had a nice, his spin was really 12-6, and it was really, he had through a nice down. It's getting to be, although everybody likes that down angle, there's, at the 3/4 delivery, everybody now is throwing all those cutters. You know, that sink and dive, depending on how they do it, which is really hard to do from a way high angle from straight overhand to down, but from 3/4, they can cut it either way. But I've done some reading on some of the.
Rapinski fouls it away. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Zach.
Some of the like the Rays are kind of on the cutting edge of all this stuff, and they're not letting their young kids throw cutters much. They think it's kind of hard on their arms. So I'm not.
Hit in the air out to short center field, barely on the grass as Fearing makes the catch. There's 2 away.
Yeah, there's getting to be so many of those arm injuries now, and I tell you, you hear all those discussions. I mean, it seems like the more and more I hear, it's hard to get kids to be one-sport athletes, but the more I hear is like they need to shut it down for a while, not play spring ball, summer ball, fall ball. Some of those guys one day I was telling me his kid he went to tournaments this winter on a traveling team to Florida, to California.
Minnesota kid?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And you just hear more and more about shut them down, do other stuff, use other muscles, and not just throw.
Inside to Noah Bluth. He's ahead in the count 2-0.
But it just they just can't seem to find a common denominator either. They'll have kids that had arm trouble in college and get to pros and have none, and kids that are in.
Grounded to second. Scherber on to Keeler first. 3 scoreless innings worked by Jake Johnson of the North, giving his team a chance, but the North needs a big rally in the bottom of the 9th. 6-2 our score, and we're back with more at Chanhassen after this.
What do you want from the all-powerful Oz?
A brain. People wonder how I got to be the all-knowing Wizard of Oz. I go to USA.gov, the official source for government info.
Pick up the student loan form to your right. Next!
I want to go back to Kansas.
Oh, that's a toughie. Back to USA.gov, passport applications.
For federal and state government information, there's no place like USA.gov.
The American Heart Association says for every hour of regular vigorous exercise we do, like very brisk walking, we could live 2 hours longer. Imagine, if we walked to the moon and back, we could live forever. Find out about the upcoming American Heart Association Start Heart Walk in your area. Walk with your coworkers, friends, and family.
Bottom half of the 9th inning, the Minnesota All-Star Series. Second of 6 games here on this Friday and Saturday at Chanhassen High School in the Metro West with a 4-run lead as we go to the bottom half of the 9th inning. Drew Fearing, Isaac Machinsky, and Evan Scherber, the scheduled hitters against Sheldon Mix.
Leading off the bottom of the 9th inning, shortstop, number 5, Drew Fearing.
First pitch to Fearing is a called strike.
I'm always amazed at these high-intensity lights on fields now, John. Remember there used to be just stacks of them?
Mm-hmm.
Now there's 4 lights on one pole. And I can remember one time there'd be 2 rows, 3 rows.
Right. And you still get the same lighting, or better in some cases.
Yes. I remember they'd burst sometimes at games, and it's amazing.
Two balls and a strike to Fearing.
I remember Brooklyn Center, a job that I'd never wanted. Every once in a while, I think ours were 2 on the football field. And every once in a while, we'd have to get somebody in to climb up there, and then they had whatever the chart was where they're supposed to point to get the. I always thought, I don't know what he's getting paid, but it's probably not enough because I don't want to go up there and aim him.
Three balls and 2 strikes. North trying to get something going here, and called strike 3 on Fearing to start the 9th inning. Just hoping for ball 4 there, and instead the called strike, and Mix is on a roll. Has struck out the last 4 batters and 5 batters in all in 2 1/3 innings. What have you seen out of him in his 2+ innings of work, Doug?
He sure
does
settled
well.
down since the first inning. It was a little shaky, but now, boy, he's over the plate. And breaking ball's been strikes, and his first inning, you got the first guy, then there were 2 hits in a row. Then from there on, it's been K and 1 other out, and all strikeouts.
Called strike to Machinsky. He was up for the 4th time tonight, as you mentioned last time. The only guy that's gone all the way here tonight. He's 1 for 3. Grounded to short. Rapinski, and throw to first, and Hurd the catch, and there's out number 2.
Yeah, he 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 out of the last 7 outs have been strikeouts.
Number 4, Evan Sherber.
Two away, North down to their last out, and Evan Sherber, the batter.
Kind of looks like John Randall with those eye black that he's got on when John Randall played for the Vikings. It was pretty stretched down the face.
Strike call, and 0-2, and the North down to their final strike.
Man, he's just filling up the strike zone, John.
Outside 1-2. You go back, Doug, to after that first inning, the North hit 2 balls out of the infield since. They both came in the 8th inning.
Yep.
Grounded back to the pitcher, Mixed with a chance to end it, throws on to first, and the Metro West secures the win here tonight. An impressive display of big hits and very good pitching tonight. They strike out 12, allow 6 hits, and they win it by a score of 6-2. Good start, Doug, for the Metro West and the Metro East tonight, each winning the opening game of this All-Star Series tonight. Metro West winning the championship as recently as 2011. That group of All-Stars trying to get a title here tonight. For this weekend, with 2 more games for each of these clubs on Saturday here at Chanhassen.
It's fun for those guys. I mean, when the Metro teams play each other, they really know each other. But when North plays South, I mean, they're kind of on opposite ends of the state. But when the East and West play each other as Metro, those guys, there'll be guys wanting to win that bad.
Doug, great to work with you tonight. Good to see you again. Appreciate your work on the 2 telecasts tonight.
My pleasure. Nice to see the staff and you guys from Cable 12 who do such a great job in our area.
For all of our crew and Doug Darnell and Jay Wilcox, thanks for tuning in for our coverage of All-Star Baseball tonight. From Chanhassen, the first night of the Play Ball Minnesota All-Star Series. The Lone Bull getting the job done for the Metro West tonight. They win it over the North, 6-2.